What are men's number one biggest turnoffs when it comes to women? And what are you doing that are turning men off that you're not even aware of? That's exactly what this video is going to address. Hopefully I'll be able to give you some insight into some of your behaviors and what you could be doing that you're not even aware of that are turning men off, and how to stop doing that so you can finally attract and keep high quality, high value men for life. Hi Sassy Beauties, I am Katie. I'm a dating coach and relationship expert, and I help high value, ambitious women attract and keep high quality, high value men. In this video, I want to address the number one biggest turnoff for men when it comes to women. It may not be what you think. What I'm referring to is in the dating phase, in the first 3 months of dating. If you can't seem to get past the first couple of dates with men, this is probably the reason. This is the biggest reason. So what is it? What is the biggest turnoff? Well, that is being too self-absorbed. People think they know what being self-absorbed is because we watch someone else be self-absorbed and we are turned off by them, right? When we're the one doing it, though, we don't recognize it. We don't see that in ourselves. So this is why this is the tricky one. Other people can see it from you or recognize it, but you're probably not going to see it. So let's talk about some of the common things you may be doing. Okay, so number one, being too in your head. Okay, if you're too in your head and not connected with your body, this is the biggest reason why you're probably coming across self-absorbed. So what happens when you're too in your head, and this happens to all of us, by the way, everyone, if you're shy, if you're nervous, if you're insecure, speaking in front of a man who you're attracted to, or in any social situations where you feel a little bit uncomfortable, you will probably go into your head, right? It's like a turtle wanting to protect itself. It goes into its shell. So that's really what's going on. So what happens when you're in your head is you're overthinking everything you're doing and saying to a point where you come across wooden. Like the other person senses you're too restrictive in what you're saying and what you're doing, and how they're going to interpret this is they're going to naturally think you're thinking something negative about them, right? We're all taught, a lot of us are taught, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, right? Or if you don't like someone, still pretend like you like them. We all have these ideologies, right, from our childhood. So the other person will just think you're thinking something negative and terrible about them, or you don't want to be there, right, because of them, and that's why they're turned off by you. They think there's something about them that's turning you off, even though you're just being nervous and shy and insecure about yourself, right? That's being too self-absorbed, where you're too concerned with your own image, with your own words and your, what you're doing, right? That is being self-absorbed. So the second thing that you're probably doing to contribute to this is not processing your emotions. When you're disconnected from your feminine, and you're disconnected from your feminine for long periods of time, you're probably overrunning your life using your masculine, right? Your masculine is the one in control. And what happens when women are overusing their masculine is they often feel overwhelmed, overtired, and stressed, very stressed. They feel like they're always rushing to do things, to get things done, and never having enough time to do it. That is a signal you're in your masculine, you're overrunning your life, and you're not giving your feminine the time, the space to really feel. Because to feel, we need to slow down, okay? We need to get off that treadmill, that bike, to slow down, to look around, to feel what's happening here. That takes a moment. And for some of you, you're not used to doing that. You're like constantly on the treadmill, right? Going, because you're rushing to a better place. You're trying to rush to a better place. And anytime you slow down and you stop, you feel all the negative emotions coming up. So that's probably what's happening and why you're disconnected from your feminine. And of course, when you do that, you're naturally going to be in your head when you're trying to connect with a guy. You're not going to be able to connect with him. And the last thing, that last sign that you're self-absorbed, is you have underlying negative beliefs and limiting beliefs about yourself. This is the root cause of all of this stuff. Last point is the biggest one, the biggest reason why you're in your head and you're self-absorbed. This is where you genuinely believe you are not attractive, you're not magnetic to men, you're not feminine, you don't have the capabilities, the abilities, the special talents and natural talents, whatever you think, to attract men, to be worthy of great men's attention and love. Okay, so this one is the killer. Right? It is underneath everything else. The reason it's a killer is because often they are unconscious. Okay, just think about that overworked, highly ambitious woman constantly on the treadmill, working, doing. If she is constantly on the treadmill, she doesn't have time to think about what is underneath driving those actions, and she also doesn't have any time to sit for a second to process all those emotions that wants to come up, that are there, but they're just kind of like tucked away underneath all the shit, all the stuff. It's like the rubbish, it's the rubbish which pushed to the back of the closet, that's stinking up the house, right? The house stinks, you're trying to clean the house with fragrances, perfume, like wiping the surfaces with cleaning products, but it's not ever gonna go away because the real stink is hidden underneath 10 piles of rubbish. Right, the rotten stuff, the rotten meat that we don't want to look at, but it's still there. Okay, so that is how you're really running your life. You know that is you because deep down you know there's some truth to what I'm saying. So if you don't uncover those negative beliefs and negative thought patterns about yourself and really have a look at that, you will never really solve the primary problem, being a turnoff to men, because it all kind of comes up from the bottom to the surface, and that's how it's all affected. So that is my video for this week. The whole lesson is you have to look at what the underlying cause of your actions. If you have tried to act your way to happiness or act in an attractive way and it's not working, then that's a sign that it's because of your underlying beliefs. Your underlying beliefs are not in alignment with your actions. If you like this video, please like me. I would much appreciate it. I also love reading your comments and getting your feedback, so please do that. I read every single one and I try to respond to every single one of those comments. And subscribe to my channel if this video resonates with you. Have a great week, everyone. I'll talk to you real soon.